Hello, chat. Hello, internet. Welcome to Risk. Wow, that was loud. How you doing? This lovely Saturday afternoon. I thought we would do something a little bit different. Wanted to try to get some more hobby content out there for you. And I have this nice shiny Nightbringer box. And just disclaimer: this is not sponsored content. This is Nightbringer that I purchased myself, and I thought that it would be cool to kind of do a little bit of a hobby series about me building my painting my Nightbringer and take you guys along for the journey, and you can have a look and see my process and how I do things. And if you guys like it, you can where's me button? You can do the like and subscribe thing, and if people turn up and watch it, we might turn this into a regular thing and get Dalton back on or Lawrence or other guests or whatever. But yeah, if this interests you and you're going back and watching it, let me know. Send me some comments. I'm gonna have some music on in and the audio is repeating itself on delay. The audio is repeating itself on delay. All right. Okay. That might be because I have my speakers on rather than my headset. So let me see if putting my headphones on fixes that for you. Just, yeah. How's everybody's Saturday afternoon going? Kind of doing this the lazy way as well, chat. I mean, ideally, you should have a nice little produced video for this content, but I figure if I do live, we can hang out and then we can watch it back later, and you can laugh at me while I fumble around live by myself. Let me just make sure that webcam also isn't don't have the mic turned on the webcam. All right, let me just check this. Okay, where are we? This one here. That's that. So this one is this one. So let's turn that off. And see if this helps. Okay. And then that's fine. And then let's just check this one. We don't want to mix any audio there either. And we're back on this one. And then if I put that back on, how was that? Does that work? Turn that down to my ears a little bit. All right, let me know. Let me know if that's better. Obviously, don't want to sit here and you guys listen to nothing. So, all right. I kind of like that the new boxes don't come wrapped in shrink wrap plastic. Kind of nice. Bit of a waste. Let me just type it out in here. How's that? Better. Do you start, chat, do you start at the top or the bottom when you open one of these? Start at the top. Anybody starting any new projects? If you're starting a New Year project, let me know. I haven't bought it yet, but I've was looking at the new Eldar pre-release Corsair box today. I have a feeling that that box is going to be pretty useful with the new detachments. So cool. All right. Well, now that's out. We can put that back over here. Yeah, like that. There we go. This is quite funny. I you know, on the back of these instructions when you get them out, and they've got the weapon options on the back. I mean, this model doesn't have weapon options on the data sheet, right? But it's just got the head highlighted and the scythe highlighted, and the profiles for them, which is quite funny. I think this is quite an elegant kit. There's a lot of, like, I've heard a few people have problems with some of the seams around the connecting bits. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I guess, I mean, one of the things that you kind of want to look at is what are you going to do from a basing perspective? How does this connect? How does this connect to the base, chat? Let's have a look. So 90mm base. Okay, there we go. So, oh, hello, Mr. Ryan Jones. Welcome. So we've got these squiggly bits. We've got these squiggly bits that stick to the base here. It's really only kind of like 2 connection points. And you can see it painted here. So I'm kind of wondering how I want to do the scenic base, I guess, on this guy a little bit. Which is the last thing. It looks like it's the last thing they get you to stick on in this kit, which is fine. So let me get my Void Dragon, and I'll see what the Void Dragon, what I did for the Void Dragon base. All right. Have you got any? What's your hobby project at the moment, Ryan? Let us know. All right. So, where's the camera? All right. Let's get that out of the way so you can see. So, just like for comparison, so I've kind of chalked up the Nightbringer on the some cork and some other basing material here. The difference I think here though is with and this is the Necrosaur. So you can see I've already put the Necrosaur together. But they've got these like they're not it's kind of a little bit more than tactical rock. It's like this big giant plastic scenic base part, and it goes like all the way around. Rather than having like some extra bits stuck on on this bottom bit, rather than, it's got individual little bits of the model that's stuck on. So we'll have to have a think about what we do for the base here, but I guess let's just make a crackalack and start on the model, I guess. I didn't really think too hard about how this would work, but we'll see how we go. We've got a 90mm base. I mean, one sprue's pretty nice, I guess. It's all very spindly. One thing I've noticed, GW have done a pretty good job. I noticed this on the Necrosaur kit. They're getting much better at hiding the mold lines, and where the interconnecting pieces like touch the actual injection mold, start hiding the mold lines. The cleanup area is a lot easier. A lot less work, especially on the Necron models, to clean up. 1A, 1B. Okay. 1 and 2. I'm glad we're starting with 1 and 2. It makes it easy to count because it's a Saturday and I don't want to have to count too much, chat. Really should I've been meaning to get some God hand clippers, but they're a little pricey. They're a little bit expensive. These ones are actual Citadel ones that I got regifted to me from somebody that a friend that was getting rid of some stuff, and they're quite good actually. I quite like this particular pair. I don't think they make. Where are we? This style anymore. But yeah, they have the black plastic handle bits. Let me try to get a little bit more underneath the camera for you. What are we looking for? 1 and 2, because I can definitely count. 3, 4, 16, 2. Oh yeah, it's this bit. That's the other thing I need to do as well is clean up my little bitsy box where all the rando crap goes. I've kind of floated a little bit backwards and forwards between sanding blocks and scrapers and bits and pieces. I've I like to have one blunt knife and then one sharp knife, and use the blunt knife for cleaning and the sharp knife for cutting if I need to. I find the control is better. Which way does it go? It goes that way, and this bit is like where? So the orange bit, it's kind of hard to see, but that's the orientation. And then this bit goes like that, like that. Okay, that looks right. What's your plastic glue of choice, chat? I am a Tamiya extra thin. I use both for that and for sprue glue. We'll see. We'll see if we need the sprue glue today. We may not. I know some people are hard, like hard super glue people. But I am not. Now, what was that angle again? Or did I already bugger it up? Did I bugger it up within the first? Nope, there it is. Got it. Ah. Please don't use AI thumbnails. They bad. Why is that? But I mean, I can't make good thumbnails. Piece number the third. One, 4, 6, 2, 16. Oh, 3. All right, big one in the middle. Fair enough. Yes, we try to use those resources sparingly, I guess. But given that we're, having a look at an injected molded plastic kit that came in a box and was shipped from overseas, a very small amount of reusable AI work is probably okay. We don't use it all the time. I would imagine too that the data center usage for it, if I was to use like Adobe Cloud or something, it'd be pretty similar. So. Some of these inside little nooks. Is anybody doing anything special this evening or anything for the Valentine's Day? My I had to go to Bunnings today in the morning because my wife wanted to go and get some barbecues for a organization she helps, and the my son was appalled that we were going to Bunnings on Valentine's Day. And I was just like, well, wait till you get, old, and the Bunnings Saturday morning excursion is exciting. All right, what do we got? So it's that way, and then that goes in like there. Does it go on the inside? No, just like that. Okay, all right. Oh, because it's cloak. All right, I get it. There's this little weird spot that makes it look like it doesn't quite fit, but on the inside it's got this tongue and groove. It's probably hard to see, but it's got this tongue and groove thing going on. Just clean that up just a little bit more. Rough. I noticed something on the outside. On the outside here was a bit rough too still. Where did I see it? It was on here. Oh no, it looks okay. P.S. Don't nobody go and tell Lawrence that I'm not working on his demon princes. All right. I wouldn't want him to feel like he was going to miss out. Although I have I have pretty much finished the Demon Prince, the first one. So I think that's pretty ready to go over to Mr. Gutierrez. I do kind of appreciate the way that this body piece is designed, as it's like the connecting straight lines like overlap in that piece there. Kind of hides, they kind of get inserted into each other, which is another cute way to hide the mold lines. All right, we've successfully counted from 1 to 2 to 3, and we now have to count to 4. I don't know if I can go to 4 and 3. Sorry, 4 and 5. Oh, here's number 4. Look, I can count to 4. And 5, I bet you, is a little tiny piece. Where are you? There's 9. Ah, it is. It's this little tiny weeny little bit just there. I wonder how many people like snip this little bit by accident and just like reminds me of a really fragile flyer claw or something like that, right? So I assume that the intention is that fixes the goes on, something like that. So let's do a little bit of cleanup. Did the music stop, or are you just playing something really low? Let's have a look. What did stop? Let's all right. Let's go something like maybe some what does this sound like? I don't know. We'll see. This is apparently, according to Halo inspired. Interesting to see what Halo inspired means. All right. So I'm going to put this little tiny bit there so that I don't lose it. Thanks again and hanging out. Those in chat and those that if you check this out later. Check this out later and, you know, would like to see some more, let me know. Pop a comment and I'll try to do a few more of these if people are interested. Some moldy lines. Oh, looks pretty good. It's got these weird knobbly bits that I don't know if you can see it, how well you can see that there, but like the weird knobbly bits look like something that you need to clean off, but don't cut them by accident. All right, stick his hand together, shall we? Again, jump in chat if you've got projects that you're working on, you want to talk about, shout out. See, on the inside, we have our first. Yeah, the stream playing in Discord. There you go. Well, all good. We fixed it. And that's fine. So, on the box, will we see the inside of that hand? Do I need to care about the inside of that hand? No, I do not need to care about the inside of that hand. It's back of the hand facing out across his body like like that. So that inside bit is you know what? Before it gets too stuck down, let's that's better. I don't know if I like this playlist, chat. It's very maybe a little bit too energetic. How about this? That's better. I fixed it. Beautiful. All right. We have successfully counted to 5. Oh, now we're going back to 1. We have to go. We've successfully counted to 5. We need to go back to 1B. I don't know why it needed to be 1B, but we're going to 1B number 6. Now I found 6 before. Where was it? That's 9. It's the curly bit. Yeah. All right. one downside with using a blade to do this work like I am is you just have to be careful that you don't take off extra details. Sometimes you can take off a little bit too much. But the good thing is that it's also not super flat. So if you've got an area that like's got a little bit of texture on it, it's not going to sand all the texture away, which makes your connections sometimes when you got knobbly bits that you need to clean up. Like this little sucker that's like it's like inside of a fold. So you got to like get in without taking off this raised area. So I can just use the edge of the corner of the knife just to get in there and do a bit of scrape. All right. So where are we? We are. Oop. So we have to take our Nightman and find. So the orientation is something like, oh, not the other way around. We want to see the back. Oh no, I had it right. This back bit. So I think this goes in against there like that, and the top bit goes on the shoulder. Oh, I haven't stuck the arm on yet. I better stick the arm on, eh? Which is the part that I think it's trying to stick to. It might be helpful. Yeah, perfect. All right, so that just goes in like that. Flush in there. This is probably a good spot to use a bit of spruce goose. I just want just a little bit the inside. And what that lets me do, and then we wet it, is get this arm piece and give it just a little bit more excess to hang on to. Oh, a little bit of, there we go, like that. And so it just gives me just a little bit of extra material to work with. And it just helps get it nice and flat. Missed a bit, chat. It's better. There we are. Slowly looking at. You kind of want In my opinion, you kind of want a little bit of line there for definition, because there would naturally be kind of a bit of line there. You don't want it flat, flat. But you don't want a gap, obviously. So that bit then goes something like that. That goes flat there. And that sits on the top. Just like that. There we go. Beautiful. Pez mi hearty. Coral. Yeah, that's me. I can't do that with your name. Jord. How you going, mate? You doing any hobby stuff? Tell us. Oh, you'd be on the you'll be on the red Corsair train, wouldn't you? With the new Maelstrom stuff. You'd be picking up that box set. You've been doing some Kit Bash Possessed, yeah? Let's get this bit in here first. There we go. I try not to blow on the mic. Right, then just use a little bit on that inside. And then give it a bit of a fixing pressure. Hey, Brian. Yeah, I heard this guy had some foibles from a building perspective, so I thought maybe that might be entertaining. You can watch me fumble over trying to do this. And so what we might do now is get my handy dandy holder. If you have trouble with holding bits together, if you go into your local JCar, they have these really cool weighted alligator clip holders for use for like electronic soldering and stuff. I find them really nice because you can they're fairly soft. You got to be careful you don't mark anything, but it's really good for hands-free drying and holding and that kind of stuff, which is kind of cool. I am just going to just duck over to the little Space Marines room, and I'll be back in 2 seconds, chat. I've just been talking to myself on mute for like 10 minutes because I am a professional streamer person. Thank you, Al. Told you I'd do something wrong and you could laugh at me. But at least the music should have been going. I was just talking to myself. G'day, Nathan. How you doing? You doing anything good hobby-wise? I'm trying not to wreck this piece because it's quite square in the grooves, so you don't want to like round off those lines by accident. There's no music playing. There should be music playing. Is that better? Let me know if the music's good or not. I've primed some Reavers and we'll paint them at some point. Nice. Coterie conceded, man. Not Coterie conceded. That's Empress Children. What's the witch cult detachment called again? Pretty good. There's still no music. Huh. There's still no music. Oops, sorry. There should be. It says here that there is. All right, cool. Spectacle of Spite. Yes, thank you. Which way was this supposed to go? All right, so it hooks around into his back. So, like, hang on. Got some BGM now. Nice. So it goes. Oh, it's upside down like that. All right. So it goes this way around, and it goes like that. Aha. So the front bit sits in this. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think we can do that. Or does it go all the way in, or just in the front a little bit? Okay, cool. So, yeah. If it's not up, if you want it up more, if you think it's too soft, Al, let me know. I can turn it up a little bit more. It's also fairly, lo-fi, so. Yeah. Let's get this bit settled in first. Like that. So this is a machine demon ascended Vulcan, yeah, something like that. I was actually watching. No, that's Void Dragon. Void Dragon is the ascended Vulcan. Um, I was I've been listening to the audiobook of Mechanicum, the Heresy book, and it talks about like a quote unquote dragon shard, um, in the Nocturus Labyrinthum on Mars, and which was quite interesting. I'd heard that backstory, but previously, but I hadn't read the book yet, so a little bit of pressure to fuse. Oh, Charlie's doing Vulcan. Um, I might have fed his plastic addiction the other day and sent him some um salamanders lists that have been floating around. Um, and yeah, he might have inspired some more hobbying from Mr. Charlie. And he's doing Vulcan and some dudes. Yeah, um the night um Legio, you know, narration is kind of cool. It talks about the how the princeps work and all that kind of fun stuff. All right, we're up to number 8. Number 8 is the scythe. All right, is it? Yes, it is. All righty, here we go. The hyperadaptive Raveners, yeah, they're cool. They look sick too. They're a really cool kit. It's unfortunate that they're a kill team kit, so they're a little bit. There's a few little appendages, and they tend to be a little bit more expensive. But yeah, they look really sweet. A little bit of backlog is fine. As long as you doesn't get out of control. You know, you gotta have goals, and if you get some stuff for the next army, you can be like, well, you're not allowed to touch it before you finish your Raveners and your Swarm Lord. So you can, use it as a bit of a motivational tool. It's a really awkward spot for that nubbin cleanup, right on that bottom flat edge. Trying to not flatten off the scythe. There's this weird round edge thing going on. It's not like blade flat like a sword. It's kind of like a formed point. And then, Al, once you're finished, you need to put them on the table. Get in some games. Still this little nubbin bit, unfortunately. I'm trying to get, I don't know if you can, how well you can see it, but. Hey, Nurgle Matt. How you doing, brother? We have some nice chill hobby time, doing some assembly. We're building a Nightbringer. We'll see if I have actually time to play it before they get nerfed into oblivion. But you know what? It's a cool model. And you know, got to be in it to win it. Gonna get Mike to show Kill Team. Oh yeah. Guilting you into getting the nids done. Oh, it's not not guilting you, man. It is, you know, put them in whip. Let us talk about them, and we'll just bet shared hobby goals. The side quest, yeah. I'm just going to take a little bit of material off here, I think, because trying to get that flat is proving. That's better. Kill Team is fun. Yeah, I've played a few games. I put together a Space Marine kill team, an Intercessor kill team, but like old man brain can only hold so many rules at once. So, you know. Spending a lot of time on this scythe. Probably don't need to. It's probably fine. Doesn't need to be perfect. The scouts are definitely guilting you. They're looking over the room with their shifty little eyes. Yeah. That's why I put the you can't see it from here, but just there is my side table with my works in progress in it. And so that they're right sitting in front of me. So when I sit down to do, you know, play video games or something, you know, they remind me that that they're there. All right. Where does this arm go, chat? It goes over the top. Well, you know, in his other shoulder, I guess, is the correct answer. So we've got this little hole here. And it goes something like that. Okay. Yeah, I know. We're going to use a bit more sprue glue in this bit, I think. Because if you look in that little... Oh, look, you can see right through him. There's... That's where the shoulder joint fits in. And there's quite a very 3D gap. So it's going to have a little bit of wiggle room. So what we do is we get our cement and we wet the edges. We wet the edges of joint. Take some sprue glue. And I'm going to put the sprue glue on the inside. Just a little bit. See it on the end there. Just curl it around. Just like that. So we got this little, I don't know how well you can see it. We got this little bubble of material. So we just want to get a bit of cement. Bit of pressure. Now I felt, yeah. I did put some fingerprints, so we'll just get rid of those. That. See, there's this gap we got going on in here that is kind of not a proper gap. So what we're going to do is just a little bit. And then we're going to work it into that gap. So this will soften those edges a bit. And so make sure that like it is it's not a hole. What happens is that what you need to be careful with sprue glue, if you're using it, is that as the acetone evaporates from the sprue glue, the material that's left will shrink. So you want a little bit more. You want to work it into the space because once the sprue glue dries, it'll retract a little bit. And even though that kind of looks a little bit fuller now, that it'll actually retract into the hole. It'll seep into the hole a bit as the acetone melts the polystyrene into that gap. All right, that was number 8. Number 9. There's my water, chat. Stay hydrated. Number 9. Upside down, upside down, upside down. I had it before. Where did it go? Ah, okay. Hydrate or diorite. Pretty much. All right. And that. Yeah, cool. All right. So we don't have to be too worried about that that particular gap line, as this is the piece that we're doing right now. It actually goes in over the top of the shoulder piece. So this way around. Anybody keen on the new Maelstrom detachments? I kind of like the look of the sticky one is kind of cool for Eldar. Having the pirates be able to sticky objectives, and then you get some mortal wounds and stuff. I want to give Eldar a little bit more of a try now. After Uprising and the Space Marines jaunt, I've got some team events coming up soon. In a few months, probably going to play Space Marines out, but before then, I want to get a few Eldar games in. Maybe some Aspect Host and Wind Rider. Haven't used my bikes for ages. So, all right. So it sits on the top. Like that, I think. So, okay. Well, let's just put a little bit just over that top there. That way we can place it like so. You don't need much of that bit because the other piece is going to sit on the front of it. Is going to sit on the front of it here and stick it down. Coruscants look great at killing elves, funnily enough. Yeah. Yeah, if those detachments had a little bit more killing power, then I think we would be in a little bit more of a thing. I'm going to shift me a little bit that way, and then I'm going to no contrast. No, too much. A bit more. No, not enough. Okay. All right. Well, unfortunately, I've got the light right in my face, so that's not going to work too well. But where are we up to? We are up to number 10. Successfully counted to double digits. Go over there. Well, another little bit I nearly chopped off. Would have been sad. All right. So this goes. Oh, okay. So bring him back. Geez, that's not fiddly at all. So this bit goes under his arm. Okay. All right. I think I get it. You know what? While that's sitting there, we're going to do this. See if we can get a clean connection on that top bit. Like that. Yep. All right, I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. So then, theoretically, put a little bit of glue in there. Just tag them together like that. Try to use fingernails. If you do touch this with your fingertips, it will leave fingerprints. So you want to try to avoid that, because then you got to go back in and clean it up. So how do we do from a line? It's not too bad. That is a excellent question. Subassembly. It's the $1,000,000 question. It's whether to subassembly or whether to just paint it all together. This particular model, I think it really lends itself to not being subassembled, because you kind of really need to know how the composition of all the pieces coming together looks, so that you could place lighting and shadow properly. One of the trouble with subassembly is quite often you have to plan out your highlights, and then sometimes they're not quite right when you then reassemble them, and then you need to touch it up. Given that this is my model, I'm not so fussed to subassemble it for painting ease. For my stuff personally, especially if it's not a showpiece, I would probably take a stance of, if my paintbrush can't get in there, then you're probably not going to be able to see it either. So as long as you base coat your shadows correctly, so prime black, zenithal from the top with a light, not a pure white, but a lighter color, whatever you, something to suit your base tone. Then even if you miss that little bit, say you got like a little bit inside the flappy parts of the shadows, you're not going to see it and you're not going to notice. So yeah, this piece I wouldn't subassemble. But like if I was doing like Fulgrim or Avatar or something like that, then I might subassemble, just because it's got like armor panels and stuff like that. Armor panels and weapons and heads without a like hood, like being subassembled. A knight, for example, I would subassemble like a warglaive or something like that. Not sure I would subassemble Tyranids. I haven't painted a lot of Nids, so I'm not sure whether I would do that. They tend to be a little bit more natural in texture, the Tyranids, kind of like Necrons, where it's kind of like a consistent texture all across the model, which is a little bit better from a painting perspective. So I'm just taking some excess material from this line, and then what I'm going to do is going to go back in with some more cement, which will flatten the texture. And then when we go back in later, after it's had a little bit more time to dry, See, this is a good example of a spot where I might whip out the a sander. So these are really cool. Get them in hobby places. The little micro file. It's got a flat side. It's got a nice rounded part on one side. And it's really good for just getting in a bit of work in this top bit here, because you can use the flat end and it's not going to flatten off. Use the round part, it kind of conforms to the grooves rather than sanding away the 3D bit. And you don't want high grit. You don't want to take off too much material. But it just lets you shape. There you go. So now that this bit is left, and you can see there's some texture left. Come on. There's a bit of texture left on that shoulder. So we go in and we clean that up, flatten it out, and that'll pick up all the little extra filings that you've just used the little file on, and melt them into the plastic. And that's how I like to do small, like mold liney bits. I'm just going to check something, chat. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Remind me to unmute myself. Thought somebody was banging at my door. All right. I think we're up to think we're up to the head, chat. Let's get rid of this crap. Oop. Caught. Is that you, Steve? Is that you, Steve-O? We having fun? I'm always having fun. Hopefully you guys are having fun. All right. We're going to build us a head, chat. So we need 11 and 12. I made it to counting to double digits, Liam. I made it to the number 11. So I'm proud of myself. All right. Well, 12 is the hood. So we got that. That was a bit of a dicey cut. And then 11. Ah, there we are. There's the head. Oh. I can love me a Voltron reference. One day, Al, you'll have to come and check out my Voltron collection. And I'll form the head. Form blazing sword. Da, 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 da. There's the big numbers. Feels a bit of a scam. How much plastic? Yes. I don't know if you've had a look at the Gunpla, the Gundam models. They've got a fair bit of plastic too. Whoop. Nearly had a first floor casualty, chat. What a head. Look at that. Hang on, we'll go up here. What a spooky face. Oh no, I'm sad now. I never got around to getting a proper Mattel Playmates one, like from '84. But I do have the new one that came out when Netflix did their version, and then I have the Netflix one, and I have the and I have the Lego one, the Lego kit, which is quite cool. Yeah, I 80s, like late 80s cartoons are my jam, Al. You know, Transformers, He-Man, Ninja Turtles, you know, all those. You know, back when Hasbro, you know, commissioned all these cartoons to sell toys. I'm guessing the head goes in first. Looks about right. we want some extra stability. So we'll put a slightly, just a little, a daub of sprue goo. And make sure we wet it up. So that when we slide the head in, cool. We're getting there. It's looking like a Nightbringer. I had a plastic model kit from the classic one. It was very cool. Had all the coloring. We ended up painting it and weathered it up. Oh, that would have looked sick. Yeah, I had a Starscream. My Generation 1 collection of toys ended up in a donation bin because my dad wanted to give them away while I wasn't in the house. One of the times I moved out, and then they're all gone. So yeah, so I was a bit sad. Yeah, next. Oh no. Yeah, that's the worst. I hear about the magic cards being given away a lot too. Yeah, luckily my dad wasn't into any of that stuff. So he didn't have any early stuff to give away, but yeah. This hood connection is going to be a little bit interesting. We're going to have to do a similar thing as we did on the thing to the hood, I reckon. Because to give it a bit of pressure. I'm just going to get, again, a little bit of sprue goo on this inside bit. So if I can get any on up and on the inside of the hood, where you can see, I don't know if you can see, but where these two pieces sit, because they stick out, I want to get something a little bit in there just so that I can put something behind and just like that. And then work them in. Takes a sec when you're working the sprue goo with more cement. It takes a sec for the sprue goo to liquefy. But what it lets you do is it let me wrap some around that corner, just like that. Now we won't. Oh, this side's pain. Don't want to get any on the face because won't get it off. It'll stay there. But I do want to work some into this outside flap. Raw. Looking cool. Which way are we going? This way. There we go. Let's do some flappy bits while that's drying. We've got 13 and 14. Oh, yeah, there's 13. You go that way. You go over there. Hey, Dalton. Well, that it's classy because it looks cool, but you know, I know you don't like the epic hero style characters, but the katana pretty freaking sweet. Are you working? Any fun events happening at GG Malvern? Do you like the new Corsair? Did I read the? Yes, I have. I read the detachments. I had a look at the a few pieces of other content creators too, just to see what they thought. And the Corsair rules are, I think that sticky one's probably the one that has the most play. The everything gets to advance and charge is cool. But it's like fun to like shoot your avatar like advance and charge +1, +1 to advance, +1 to charge across the board. But I don't think the attachments have a lot of like tricksy play and not a lot of output. So I think kind of what everybody's kind of been doing recently is going back to Windrider, Seer Host, or Aspect because it's got damage output. Not classically because they make fun of their butler. Weirdly, they can't get a pass because they're not each unique. Okay. Yes. All right. We have a loophole for the Catan. Just left. Oi, that's right. You're doing. You're going to go and check out the venue for Squad Games. See if we can get some extra people in. Hopefully, we can get some. Squad Games is currently sold out. We've got decent waiting list actually. So we're going to try to, Dalton and Lawrence are going to try to work some magic, try to fit some extra teams in for squad games. That'd be cool. Back at old school stomping ground at the Moorabbin Bowls Club. Haven't been there for a while, so that'll be interesting. They got a nice space there. Had a 24 player event in today. Nice. I saw some of the Facebook posts of the new playing area with the new card display cabinets, which look pretty cool. Uh, 13 is on the outside. Literally just stick to his arm. Like that? Like that way? Did I pick up the wrong one? Did I pick up 14? What does 14 look like? That's 26. That's 14. That's 14. Oh, yeah, that is definitely 14. This is definitely 13. So I guess this slips under. Oh yeah, okay. So it kind of there's a nook. There's a nook inside here. So it slips like that. There we go. Stay there. Oh, all right. Let's put some glue in there. Out of this arm bit, like that. And then just give it a bit of pressure, just so we can have some bond. I think the music stopped. And back to Shadow Judge. Yeah, nice. I know. How dare I? How dare I mess the instructions for 13 and 14 with the slight deviation of angle between this bit and where are we? And that bit. You know, some nicely technically written instructions. All right. Let's go acoustic chill. How dare I not get my flaps correct? You know, for somebody that's nothing but cloth, he's a He's pretty tough, isn't he? All right. If you're just joining in or you're watching this on the playback, I am building a Nightbringer. This is not sponsored content. This is my Nightbringer. All the mistakes I make on this model are mine to bear. If you like this, you want to see some more hobby style videos, something a bit more chilled out, comment, like, subscribe. I'll go press. Whoop, I nearly just spilt water all over the keyboard. Do the thing. That would be lovely. All right, and this one goes. Ah, I see. Okay, so in this bit, just on his. Oh, try not to drop the knife into my crotch. There is a take that off for a sec. There is a foldy bit. Aha. All right. Oh, I missed it. I didn't clean this bit properly. No, it's just like that. Oh, here, I found it. Where'd my knife go? There we go. All right. So, let's get this bit nice and soft. And then we take our knobbly bit. And hold. You can't see because I did that off camera because I'm good at this. So, trying to hold this knobbly bit. Give it a bit of wiggle. Like so. Beautiful. How's that underside? Yep. This is what you like to see. So underneath here, we've got some bubble, some extra material that's pressed out. It means you've got a nice flat connection. Perfect. So you can go back in there, Mr. Nightbringer man. Now, yeah, let's have a crack at the let's have a crack at this mold flap line here. So I'm gonna have to take you off because I'm gonna have to hold you. How am I gonna do the scythe? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really. I'll probably try to redo the color scheme from my old Nightbringer, but I'm not sure. I am not sure. So while this is kind of still flat, soft, sorry, not flat. What I'm just going to do is just take some of that material off. Just like that. Start to get a bit spindly, chat. Start to get a bit hard to hold. And what I'm just trying to do, while it's still a little bit soft, is just try to connect the two pieces of material. Just like that. There we go. And you can see you get this like changing color when you take that little bit of surface material off. And because we put that extra sprue goo material in, you got a little bit of extra to work with. Now this is going to rough it up a little bit. So what we'll do, got one little knobbly bit. I just want to so you can see now we're starting to get a bit of the katana refused to contain. Yeah, neon purple. Maybe neon purple. I mean, I got like the Void Dragon is my purple one. So I think this will probably be blue. To a certain degree, blue and green. And then what we do, go back in with our cement, and again, flatten that texture off. And there we go. And then hopefully, once that dries, we won't have mold line on that side, connection line. Now, is this actually flat? All right. This one is not so bad. So I'm just going to take the file and just flatten it, because it looks like there's enough material to give me like a connection. Again, it's roughing it up, but that's okay, because we'll go back in. There we go. And this bit here, we just want to get rid of that excess. A bit of excess. All right. It's getting there. We got the top half, I think, which is cool. So we're going for 2 hours. I think that probably might be a good place to stop for now. So we've got half of a Nightbringer done, which is not bad. Did you guys get some stuff finished, chat? It's getting close to 5 o'clock. It's getting close to beer o'clock here, so might be time for a beverage. And then, yeah, next time we might come back and... Oh, you played online chess for 2 hours. Did you improve your MMR though? Did you go up in rank? Just need a big tactical rock. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to look at the base. We'll finish the rest of the bottom part, and then have a look at what we might do to stylize the base. Nice. You know, slow and steady improvement is good. You don't want to, like, you know, MMR is a funny thing that, like, if you have a bad run streak, sometimes if you lose a game, you want to get up and walk away just so you don't, like, bomb out. Chess by intent. I don't think you need to play chess by intent because it's binary where the pieces can go. But that would be kind of funny if you sat down to play chess with somebody and you're like, so this is how I like to play chess, and I'm going to tell you how the game's going to work, and we're going to agree on it, and then we're going to move the pieces. Cool. So, all right, we might wrap it up there. If you want to see more of this, press the buttons. Check out Patreon. Check out our events. Thanks again to the sponsors. This is not a sponsored piece, but if you like seeing this, I'll come back and we'll do a few more in this series. Next risky event, Teams Chess. Ooh, I don't know. You have to convince Dalton of that. See you, Dalton. All right, we'll probably leave it there, chat, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you for hanging out. Bye.